Hi everyone! So in today's video, I'm going to tell you a story from when I was 18 years old and I was stalked in the supermarket. So we lived right across the street from a supermarket. That's where I was shopping. I don't know if it is a supermarket or a grocery store. I'm just gonna call it a supermarket. I don't know if that's the right word, but you buy food and stuff there. So one day I was going shopping for food and I went in there, grabbed a basket and walked into the store. I walked past a guy. I didn't really notice him, but I heard a voice behind me saying hello in Norwegian. But I didn't think about it because there was a lot of people there, so why would I didn't think he was saying hello to me. So I went on shopping for food. I started noticing someone following me. Like, no matter where I was, this guy was always behind me. And at first it was like, okay, maybe it's just a coincidence, it can happen, it happens all the time. But then I started noticing that no matter where I went and when I went there, he was right behind me, and I started getting a bit nervous. So I was looking at noodles, if I remember correctly, and suddenly he stood right behind me and he said like, hello, what's your name, where do you live? And he asked me like a ton of questions about me. Then he started telling me like he wanted to take me out, he wanted to make me a meal from his home country or whatever, and I was like, no, I'm not interested, I have a boyfriend, I live with him, it's serious, not for me, I don't want that. But he just wouldn't leave me alone. He was asking me a ton of questions. And I was like, no, try to not seem interested. The only information I gave about me was my first name and nothing else. Because I thought, you know what? He seems a bit scary. I don't want him to know anything about me. It's scary. So I just told him my first name and that was it. And then I tried to walk away from him, but he just kept following me around the store. And I was really nervous at this point because I didn't know what to do. I had never been in a situation like that where a person just walked right behind me no matter where I went. And he seemed like a bit of a scary guy, and also he came from another country, and I think where he comes from it's allowed to have several wives and stuff, so I guess he wasn't used to our culture and way of living. But I was scared anyways. I was like, a bit nervous. And I remember I was looking at something and suddenly I heard him behind me. He was like, your butt looks good in those tights. And I was like, oh my gosh, please go away. Please go away. That's just so uncomfortable. Don't say that to people. I tried to avoid him. I tried to get away from him. I looked behind me, I didn't see him anymore, so I was just like, okay, this is my way of getting away from this. So I was like hiding behind like a wall of groceries, and I saw that he went to pay for his groceries, and I was like, yes, he's going, I'm safe. So he went, paid for his stuff, and it looked like he went out the door. So I was like, okay, it's time for me to get out of here. So I went, paid for my things, put it in a bag and went out. When I went out the door from the store, I saw him standing there by the door looking for me. And I was like, no, why do you do this? I was so scared. My heart was in my throat, almost in my mouth. That's what it felt like. My heart was beating so fast. I was like, why does these things happen to me? I tried to tell him I'm not interested. Why doesn't he stop? And I was like avoiding him, didn't talk to him, didn't look at him. I just walked across the street and I went home. And the apartment was behind like closed doors, so he wouldn't be able to see where I lived anyways. but he was like staring at me while I walked over the road. And so a couple of months went by. I went shopping again one day at the same supermarket. Didn't see him as usual. Yeah, it was just a normal day. I was looking at juice. I remember that very clearly. I was looking at orange juice and I was faced towards the juice. Suddenly I heard a voice behind me and I recognized that voice, and he was like, "Hi, Kristina," and I was like, no, it can't be that, it can't be him. And how in the world can he recognize me from the freaking back? Did he remember my butt? Like, is that... I felt my heart dropping. I was like, no way, it can't be him. I turned around. It was freaking him. It was him. And he had remembered me. He remembered my name. Yeah. I was really scared. I don't even know if I paid for my things. I just went out of there. I went home. I told my boyfriend that it was this dude again. He was like, he recognized me. It has been months. Has been stalking me. Like, how? I don't know. I don't really have a moral for that story, but be careful if something like that happens to you. If someone is stalking you, no matter where, just tell someone so that they know about it. And I don't know. It was just really creepy, and yeah. I didn't see him again. We moved not long after that, so yeah, went to another store. But yeah, I didn't see him again, and nothing like that has happened to me after that, and I'm safe. And yeah, it was just creepy, and I'm sure like not everyone is trying to seem harmful or be harmful. It was just a bit creepy. I'm not scared about that stuff in my everyday life. I'm not being nervous all the time and anxious about that stuff. It's just when stuff like that happens, I do get scared, of course. But you know, I'm not gonna go around being scared all the time, because that's not life. I have to live, I have to enjoy life, and you know. But we have to be careful. And please, people, don't stalk others. Please don't do that. Yeah. So I'm gonna go now. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a good day or night wherever you are in the world, and I will see you another time.